the best dividend paying stocks for the month of Feb. Hi there, and welcome to today's video whereby I will be taking you through how you can get started with investing in dividend stocks in the Kenyan stock market, and we'll be sharing which stocks have announced their dividend dates in the month of Feb. I know Kenyan shareholders are smiling all the way into the Valentine's weekend this weekend. Why? Because this week they will be receiving their dividend payments, and we'll see other stocks that have declared this. Hi there, my name is Gertrude. And on this channel, we talk about all things money. That is how you can invest your money, also known as how you can grow your money, budgeting, saving, and all the good stuff. If this is the first time you are landing on this page, hi there and welcome to the community. I hope you hit that like and subscribe button. And if this is not your first time, welcome back. And let's get into today's video. So we'll start with we'll start with a definition for any new investor. So first things first, what are dividend stocks? Dividend stocks are simply listed companies that usually share part of their profit with investors, that is shareholders. That is when you buy these shares of these companies on the stock market, you become a shareholder. And as a shareholder, one of the benefits you get is to enjoy part of the profits that that company makes. Hence, why we choose to invest in profitable in stocks for the long term, right? Okay, now that we understand what dividend stocks are, we can get into our video today. So as I started by saying that Kenyan shareholders have received their dividends this week. And what were the details and the key dates for Kenyan shareholders who qualified for this dividend payment? Well, Kenyan announced a first and final dividend of 0.90 shillings per share. The book closure date, that is the date that you were supposed to own, not buy, but own Kenyan shares to qualify for the dividends, was on 4th December 2025. And on 12th Feb 2026, Kenyan shareholders started receiving their first and final dividend payments. Now, if you had 10,000 shares of Kenyan by the book closure date on 12th Feb 2026, this week, you would be going home with 90,000 Kenyan shillings before you know it, before taxes. Yes, dividend stocks, that is the return that you get from investing in dividend stocks, are taxed at just 5%. So yes, it is one of the best ways to make passive income as an investor, that is investing in dividend paying stocks. So Kenyan, at the time I was compiling this list, was trading at 9.28 shillings per share. So our dividend stock number one, Kenyan, with a dividend, a first and final dividend of 0.90 shillings per share. Now, before we get into the other companies on our list today, I want to share the financial results of Kenyan and a discussion that was going on in the 10K shares community, whereby yes, the financial results were not as what we expected, but we shared what happened. You can see the analysis on your screen, whereby the unfortunate thing is that there is no interim dividend that was declared with these financial results. But does it mean that Kenyan is not a good stock? No, it does not. And you can see the explanation right here. We'll talk about the 10K shares challenge community later on in the video. But number one, Kenyan with a dividend a first and final dividend of 0.90 shillings per share. And our second company, one of the most popular companies in the Kenyan stock market and in Kenya as a whole, is Safaricom. Now, Safaricom announced an interim dividend of 0.85 shillings per share. This was a 55% increase from last year's interim dividend, which was 0.55 shillings per share. This is a positive change and a welcomed one by most investors. And yeah, we can continue the discussion in the comment section. I don't want to drag this video on, but ideally Safaricom's interim dividend increased by 55% from the previous year. So this year investors can expect 0.85 shillings per share. And to qualify for this dividend payment, you need to own, keyword own, the dividend, the shares, not the dividends, the shares by 25th Feb 2026, and you can expect the payment to start pouring in, yes, coming in on 31st March 2026. So Safaricom announced an interim dividend of 0.85 shillings per share, book closure date 25th Feb, and the payment date will be 1 month later on 31st March 2025. As at the time I was compiling this list, Safaricom was trading at 33.05 shillings per share. Yes, 33 shillings. Who knew? Last year, but Safaricom shares were trading at 13 shillings, and kudos to everyone who bought Safaricom shares at 13 shillings, because right now you have gained over 20 shillings per share. Let me know if you are holding. For the long-term investors, let us know, are you holding the Safaricom shares or are you cashing out so far? All right. So Safaricom, an interim dividend of 0.85 shillings per share. Now, if you own 100,000 shares of Safaricom by the book closure date on 31st March, you will be going home with 85,000 Kenyan shillings before taxes. And the purpose of these videos are simply to keep you informed and up to date, but you should not use this information as a basis for making your investment decision. Always do your own research first before you invest in anything. But let's keep the discussion going on in the comment section below. So we have Kenyan and Safaricom, and number 3 on our list today is none other than EABL. Now, EABL announced an interim dividend of 4 shillings per share. Yes, a whole 4 shillings per share. This amount is also an increase from the previous year and years. So EABL announced an interim dividend of 4 shillings per share. The book closure date will be on 20th Feb 2026, and the payment date will be on 30th April 2026. Now, at the time I was compiling this list, EABL was trading at 245.25 shillings per share. And if you own 100,000 shares of EABL by the book closure date, you will be going home with 400,000 Kenyan shillings before, you know it, before taxes. So there we have it, 3 dividend paying stocks in the Kenyan stock market. And before we move on to the last company on our list today, I would like to share that we have a challenge that is going on, that is the 10k shares challenge. And at the beginning of the video, I showed you screenshots of the conversation that is going on in that community. Now, if you would like to join a community of like-minded investors with a common goal, The common goal being owning 10,000 shares of our favorite listed companies in the Kenyan stock market. You can find the link in the description box below or in the pinned comment section. But either way, let's continue the discussion in the comment section below. Apart from having a community, I often share email updates with these individuals, and no, there are no charges to join this community. This is simply an initiative to bring up more investors in our country. So join the community, join the discussion, and let me know, are you already a member of the 10K shares challenge? Let me know in the comments section below. One key metric when it comes to investing in dividend stocks that I would like you to know, which I have mentioned so many times, but I will keep mentioning, is the dividend yield. And you can see how you can get the dividend yield. This metric is often used to compare the returns that you're getting from dividend stocks, and you can use it to compare the returns you're getting from dividend stocks and other investment options. Let me know, have you ever used the dividend yield metric to analyze the returns that you're getting as an investor? Because as smart investors, we ought to know the return we are getting from the different investment options we are investing in, right? Okay. Now, if you are learning and enjoying this video, you know what to do. Hit that like and subscribe button and let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. And we are on to our last company on our list today. As you can see, the first 2 months of this year, we have not had as many dividend stocks announcing their dividend updates, but expect so many to start sharing their dividend payment dates and all the information starting March and April. That's when we'll see the bulk of Kenyan dividend stocks announcing. However, our last dividend stock or dividend company on this list is none other than KPLC, that is Kenya Power, which announced an interim dividend of 0.30 shillings per share. The book closure date will be on 23rd Feb 2026 and the payment date will be on 27th March 2026. As at the time that I was compiling this list, KPLC was trading at 17.70 shillings per share. And if you own 100,000 shares of KPLC by the book closure date, you will be going home with 30,000 Kenyan shillings. And I believe KPLC also paid another dividend at the beginning of the year, that is in January, of 0.80 shillings per share. Let me know if you are an investor in KPLC. Did you get your dividend payment of 0.80 shillings per share? Let me know in the comment section below. And there we have it, our 4 dividend paying stocks in the Kenyan stock market for the month of Feb. Yes, the month of love. And you can see listed companies are showing their love to shareholders. So as summary, we have KPLC with an interim dividend of 0.30 shillings per share, EABL with an interim dividend of 4 shillings per share, Safaricom with an interim dividend of 0.85 shillings per share, and Kenyan with an Kenyan with a first and final dividend of 0.90 shillings per share. There we have it. There we go. Your 4 dividend paying stocks in the Kenyan stock market. Let me know, are you a dividend investor in the Kenyan stock market? Let me know in the comment section below, and I'll see you in the next one, whereby we'll be breaking down the various ways you can earn passive income as an investor in Kenya and beyond. Yes, one of the things that I often don't mention is that you can start earning passive income from investments, whether you are in the country or somewhere abroad. Thanks to tech, we can now invest and earn passive income no matter where we are in the world. Alright, so stay tuned for that and share your thoughts and join the 10K shares challenge. In the meantime, I will see you in one of these videos that YouTube is recommending to you. Until the next one, bye bye now.